My question has always been, why do these numbers work? Well, science has come along to help out. The universe is vibrational in nature. We are no longer thought of as passive observers within it, but as co-creators within it.
What do you see in most of the clients that you work with? Do most of them say, yes, I resonate with that information? Do most of them say, never thought about that? Where do you go from there? Once you give people information, what do you find them doing with that information?
Well, to answer your first part of your question, in 32 years, I have never encountered one client or friend, person, family member that I've done their numerology analysis for them. It didn't resonate with them. And that's one of the main reasons I've stayed with this all these years.
Right.
Just
so
truth
validating.
Over and over. It's just truth. There's no doubt in my mind that there's a universal, it's a key to the universe and who we are and why we're here.
Yeah. And numbers are such a unique thing in our existence because they're in a way very exact.
Yeah.
It's not like painting or concepts. Numbers are numbers, and there's an order to the system, which a lot of people find very comforting and so some people might resonate with numerology that don't necessarily resonate with astrology.
Very much so, especially men.
Yes.
I found that when they hear numerology, I don't see a big look of interest in their faces, but as soon as I start writing down their numbers, it's this intense interest. Right. Just the correlation between the number and something they believe in a number, it's truth.
Right.
And then when I start talking to them and they hear about themselves and their basic natures, it's very much of an attuning experience for them.
Absolutely.
The correlation between the number and who they are.
Okay. So you have the life path, which is from the
birthday.
The birthday. So that's 40%.
Yeah.
So what's the next number you look at?
The expression, which is based on the total reduction of your name as it appears on your birth certificate.
Okay.
And that's about 30% of your core energies.
Okay.
From the life path, the birth date also comes your birthday, which is 10%. Like in your case, it's a 3.
Okay.
Yeah. And the solar urge, which is a really important number too, because that's your inner motivator. That's typically it's a motivator people don't always see in you, but you know about it, and it drives who you are. That comes from your name, so the vowels in your name reduced, and that's 20% of the core energies.
Okay. And I think mine was a 7.
Yes, it was a 7. Yes, it was. So. Yeah.
I'm trying to keep all that in my mind. I should have brought my notes.
I know. I'm so good about remembering birthdays and things. I have all these numbers in my
This is a good test. But then it goes on and there are even more layers and more layers.
Yes.
So you can look at yourself as deeply as you want to, or of course, I guess the deepest piece would be the core, which is the information you get first. And then you start looking at the layers on the core. Would that be a good analogy?
Very good. The layers are called modifiers.
Oh, okay.
Anything that's not part of the core, those four things I was telling you about, the birthday, the life path, and the expression, is called a modifier. Okay. And they can be very, very profound. Even though you know who you are, you know what your core is, like say, personal time frames. We have our birth date, and that comes from our birth date. It's broken down into thirds of our lives, and then we were talking earlier about periods. Every 9 years they change. You're getting all these universal vibrations, which are meshing with your core energies during different time periods. Okay. So it's very, very, and even each year changes the energies. We have universal energies, like 2012 is a 5 universal year. But it's different for you because of your birthday and how it's calculated. So you have all these additional energies. And I found the personal year to be very relevant.
Okay, so let's look at this, because, there's all this talk about 2012 and it's at the end of the world and all that. We all, those of us listening to this show know it's not.
Yeah.
But what are we going into numbers-wise as a whole in 2013? Do you have some insight for us on that?
2012 is a 5 vibration, which is a number of change.
Oh, well, we certainly had a lot of that. Yeah.
I call that the James Bond number. It's like it's a number of expansion, adventure, opportunities, taking advantage of things.
Right.
The lesson of the 5 is not to scatter your energies, but for the vibrational year, it's changed.
Okay.
6 next year is a beautiful number. It's one of my favorite numbers. It's the year of balance, harmony, and love.
Awesome.
So I think all these new energies
Let's
are
all
really
have some more of that. I like that concept. Yeah, man, I'm going to quote you on that.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yes.
And I think that's a very relevant thing to be thinking about. 12, 12, 12, and 12, 21, 12, all this wonderful universal energy to raise our vibrations, and then to have a universal year that's harmonious with all
absolutely.
that.
I'm getting a spiritual orgasm here. Appreciate that. Wow. No, that's great.
Yeah.
So,
it is,
and I really haven't talked, excuse me, we really haven't talked that much about 2013 because everybody's been so focused on 2012.
Yeah.
But now, come on, we're at 12, 12, 12 now.
Yeah.
And, we're going to move through the rest of this year pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And so let's start looking at.
Well, let's think differently.
What we're moving into.
Yeah, think positively. Everything's showing us positive. I have a shaman healer friend that I met with last week. As a matter of fact, she was visiting family here in Houston, and she said she's having 2 light activation ceremonies down in the Yucatan area. One of them is today for 12/12, and one will be on 12/21. She said everyone there is rejoicing.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And also, she works with the yogis over in India, and she said they're all rejoicing over there. And she's a European client, so she said it's mostly the United States that she's hearing about the doom and gloom.
Well, we just love doom and gloom. I think we do. I think it's sort of a staple for us here. We love that end of the world kind of drama thing.
Yeah, but it's a good thing what's happening, though, and not concentrating on that.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that is great.
And our thoughts create. So why do we want to be thinking about doom and gloom? We want to think about alternate things, wonderful things happening to us, transcending who we are.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
It's about conscious thought and conscious language.
Exactly.
So that is awesome. So let's just repeat that. 2013 is going to be a year of
harmony, balance, and love.
And love. I love that. I love that. Okay, well, I'm all for all of those things. And I do think that if we look back on 2012, it was a big year for change. I saw it in so many individuals.
Oh, have you really?
In our politics, in our everywhere. A lot of shakeup, a lot of confusion, a lot of chaos in a way. Yeah. But we have to remember that all those things, confusion and chaos, are a very high state.
Yeah.
Because it means things are stirring up. Well, and we're looking at things.
Yeah, we'll look at the internet years ago. Who even knew what was going on in remote areas of the world instantaneously?
Exactly.
So it feels rapid, the changes.
Right.
Just having information at our fingertips like we do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think we need to channel this into positive energy, though. And there's so many wonderful people doing wonderful things for 12/12/12 today. And some of my friends are just getting together to share and meditation, group meditations.
Yes.
And if we keep doing little things like that, it just builds up to something wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know there's a group, Chrissy Love and Guy Brown. A lot of you, my listeners, know them. They're doing a big ceremony, an all-day ceremony
really?
Today. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the exact location of that, but it's probably on their website, Casa de Love's website.
Mm-hmm.
And
I love that, Casa de Love.
I know, isn't that awesome? Yeah, they're a very cool couple. Mm. And I know Spectrum Center, of my good friend Nancy Kearns doing a workshop ceremony type thing tonight. That ought to be really nice. There are just things going on everywhere. If somebody wants to do something tonight, 4/12/12/12, there's something to do.
Yeah, but I'd love to see that on the TV news.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah, instead of interviewing NASA scientists and
yes,
about calls they're getting, people worrying about what's going to be happening. We need to concentrate on the positive, loving, wonderful things.
Yes, all this 2013 energy that we're getting ready to move into. Let's start focusing on that now. I like all that
I should
stuff.
get a megaphone. Hey, 2013 is our year.
Yes, exactly. So, a quick question, because so we all have personal years too, right?
Yes, and they're very, very relevant.
Very relevant. Okay, so my birthday is this coming Saturday.
I know it.
So
premature happy birthday, Peggy.
Thank you. So I'm moving into a new personal year.
Yeah.
So how do I know what that is and what that means?
Well, it's a calculation. It's a calculation of your personal month and personal day of birth and the universal year.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And then, so that's a different energy that we would be moving into, or I would be moving into personally, which is...
Oh, it's a 9. Okay.
So I'd be moving into that personally. So it would sort of be there's the 2013 energy.
Peggy, I just figured this out now. This
you did?
is amazing.
You figured me out?
Where do you hear what your personal year is?
What is it?
It's a 6, like the universal year.
Oh.
So you would just be...
So I'm going to have all that harmony and abundance?
No
wonder I got a spiritual orgasm on that, right?
It couldn't be any better for you.
Wow.
See,
right.
it's your month of birth, day of birth, and the universal year. That's your personal year.
So I'm in alignment with the universe,
yes,
right? How
very
cool
much
is that?
so, and it's a lovely alignment.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
Well, you just made my day. You just made my day. So, if people want to get their numerology information from you, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
Well, they can check out my website, which is www.numbersbymarilyn.com. Thank you.
Numbers by Marilyn. I love that. Very powerful.
And or email me, numbersbymarilyn@aol.com.
Okay.
And my number's on the website also if they'd like to call me.
Okay, great. And you work out of Houston, Texas?
Yes, I do.
Yes.